Okay, hello friends. I am here to talk with you about the worst movies of 2024. I saw over 100 movies last year, and I am pretty confident in these being the bottom 10. I actually didn't even have to think that hard about it. They were pretty easy bottom 10. So, we're going to start with the American Society of Magical Negroes. Now, I would love it if the African American community would come tell me that I didn't understand it and I got it wrong. But from the research that I've done and seeing the actual movie, it does seem that we're all on the same page. The movie's problems can be boiled down pretty clearly in one sentence. Poorly done satire results in becoming the thing you are satirizing. It was rough. Now, I gave a few movies this year 0 out of 10, as in no redeeming qualities. They are offensive to the idea of film and anyone who makes or enjoys it. And one of those films was Harold and the Purple Crayon. I feel like this is pretty universally agreed upon. I don't really think I have to explain myself, but the plot was all over the place. Literally, everyone is tired of Zachary Levi and his inability to act, and the antagonist was super fucking weak. Another 0 out of 10 movie for me was Atlas. Somebody stop telling J-Lo, stop letting J-Lo out of the house. She isn't allowed to create anything else. She can't act. Not sure who told her she could carry an isolated script. The woman is the last person who should be trying to carry a film by herself. Also, the depiction of AI was convoluted and terrible, and they clearly didn't understand their own naming convention, and that makes me want to scream. Oof. Another one I don't think I'm going to get any pushback here is Borderlands. Truly cartoonishly terrible. The pacing was horrible. It felt like every single person was miscast. Not sure how you do that. Kind of impressive all by itself. Visually, it felt like I was watching plastic in motion. It was so fake looking, it kind of hurt my eyes. It is unwatchable. Of course, next up we have Joker 2. The internet actually seemed relatively mixed on this one, which I'm kind of surprised about. The plot was flimsy at best. It centered around his court case, but only kind of. And they stripped Harley of anything that makes her Harley. That was not Harley Quinzel. That was Haley Quint or some shit. It was not good. I didn't mind the ending. I did mind how we got there. Its only redeeming quality was that Lady Gaga was in it. Yorgos Lanthimos is a director who is either brilliant or brain dead, and Kinds of Kindness was brain dead. Couldn't even finish it. Absurdism is for commentary. That is literally what it is for. And after Poor Things, I expected something that meant anything, but this one was saying nothing, and it was just a complete waste of time. Oh, the illiterates aren't gonna like this one. Yes, I say illiterates, because if you only read Colleen Hoover or are really a Colleen Hoover fan of any kind, you're fucking illiterate. It ends with Us. A horrible romanticization of domestic violence that was horribly acted, painfully paced. Both main characters are horribly unlikable. Lily Bloom is perhaps the dumbest person on planet Earth, and it was just terrible writing. Some of the dialogue felt like it was written by a 13-year-old boy. It was written by Ryan Reynolds, so that tracks. Garbage. True. Unwatchable garbage. Okay, we can't get through this list without talking about Miller's Girl. Problematic for just about every reason possible. Then we have the fact that the writing was attempting to be highbrow in both dialogue and delivery. The writers definitely thought they were clever, but really they were just verbose and insufferable. Big words and horrible metaphors are not a sign of intelligence. They are, however, a sign of pretension, which is really the best way to describe this film as a whole. Oh dear God. Rebel Moon Part 2. I don't know who told him he could do a Part 2. Not sure why, after Part 1, anyone decided to let Zack Snyder keep making these shit. The Walmart brand Star Wars story was somehow worse the second time, and the world's worst storyteller attempted to pull from Tolkien like he's capable of handling something like that. It was boring. Like everything else he's done in the last decade, it was too long, the pacing was horribly slow, and the narrative was driven by nothing but vibes, and the vibes sucked. Now, rounding out this list is the only film that I have ever, in my life, given a negative rating to. Are you ready? Kraven the Hunter! No one's surprised. It's the perfect film to round out this horrific list. I gave it a negative 2 out of 10, which still feels really generous. Because as someone who specializes in comic book films, this one was the most offensive film I watched all year. It's obvious when a writer doesn't know their source material, and then it's obvious when they just like Wikipedia a character. But then there's whatever the fuck that was. The writer heard the name Kraven the Hunter and went, "Oh yes, I got this," and did no further fucking research. He's friends with Calypso for some reason. It was just a dumpster fire, and it pained me internally. It was bad. Anyway, these were certainly the worst films of the year. I'm sure there are some I'm missing, so please feel free to comment your least favorite films of 2024.